Hello and welcome to the E14 Gamecast, Emotionally 14's gaming podcast. No more pithy slogan needed.
No.
You know, it does exactly what it says on the podcast.
Blake really likes it.
Blake really likes it. And
I appreciate it.
Joined as I am by Blake Harmer. Hello, Blake.
One up.
And up yours as well. And Brad Harmer Barnes.
Blake really likes it.
I did think the other day, if we ever did a tabletop dedicated podcast, we should call it Dice Rolling Sound after one of your intros. That really sticks in my head. It's like one of those earworms. Yeah. But that's not what we're here for. Not to talk about. We could rub each other off over the thing. We wouldn't need to record that. We're here to talk about games. Damn it. We might, probably get a sneaky one in while we're talking. So, what games are you gaming, guys?
I'll go to someone other than me because I've not been gaming.
That's fine. Yeah, but it can be a mix of tabletop and stuff.
I must admit, due to the large size of it, I think when I mentioned that.
Well, this is going to be a good one.
In the last Gamecast, I've still been playing Assassin's Creed.
Oh,
really?
It's like due to the size of it, I've been playing my dick.
Bonk. Floppy on the table.
The Switch version's great.
Yeah. Due to the size of it, I've been playing Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness.
Yeah.
This should
the
get over that
longest album of all time.
I should get over that infinite feeling of saying, fuck!
Billy.
My dick looks better in docked mode.
You don't need to do a double album on CD. 2.5 hours.
Yeah, my dick looks better in docked mode.
Yeah, or handheld.
Yeah.
See what he did there. So let's say you don't have to have played a lot of stuff since last time. It's all good. It's gaming is one of those great hobbies that's just as much fun whether you do it for an hour or 100 hours.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's one of those nice things about it. So Blake, so you've been playing
Assassin's Creed Origins.
Assassin's
Creed Origins. Obviously, I think when I last recorded, I think I'd only literally started it, so I probably didn't.
You described it at the time, I believe, as you just felt like you'd scratched the surface of the game.
Yeah,
which you're going to ruin it, mate. It's not going to be able to play if you keep doing that.
Yeah, I've played. I've definitely put a fair few hours into the game now, and it's massive. It's like huge area to explore, lots of different places to visit. There's like hidden treasures to find, and there's like it reminds me a bit of Skyrim in that the sense that you've got like the compass at the top, and each bit has, as you're getting nearer, another question mark arrives.
Oh yeah,
it's very much
that was one of those things that was just enough to stop me from doing the main quest, because every time I'd wander in that direction I'd go, 6 new things, I better go and find out what the things are.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like with Assassin's Creed I have done a fair bit of the main story, but I don't know how far I'm into it. I imagine I'm about possibly the halfway point. I thought I put a fair few hours into the game, so I might be further in than I realised. But in terms of like exploring the world, I mean, some of it's a bit samey. Like one of it's an outpost, and like typical Ubisoft games, it's sort of trying to take out the outpost without being seen, and
like
all
the
that sort
Far
of
Cry,
thing. Yeah, like the Far Cry type
that
thing.
Same kind of mechanic,
and it's like
it's entertaining, but
it's fun, and it's far away. There's tombs to explore. I mean, you can go inside the pyramids, for example, and there's like special things to find in there and that. And it's a nice very thing, and and obviously there's like random shit going on, like you'll be minding your own business and a pack of hyenas maul you to death, just like Red Dead Redemption, I suppose. And
or much like real life in the wrong parts of the earth.
I'm really enjoying it. I think the combat's largely improved. It's got a more of a Dark Souls style feel to the combat. Okay, so it feels a bit more skill based than just pressing the counter button every few seconds.
Yeah. Brad, have you played much Creed? Many Assassin's Creed games.
Assassin's Creed game.
No, it's one of those ones that, like, the series as a whole is kind of. I played the first one when it first came out. I think I was definitely working at Game at the time, and I think I got a promo copy in store, like as like a good behavior thing, or like say good behavior like it's a prison sentence. I know what I mean, like good performance thing, or it might have been the rep came in and gave a copy out, and it just found its way to me because somebody else had the last one or something like that. Yeah. There was a few deals like that where if the same guy would bring in like a Ubisoft rep would come in with half a dozen different couple of copies of different games, and it would just be divvied up among who wanted each one the most. So like, it helps. But also it was like, we want you to be enthused about the game, not just know about it, but we want you to like it. So we're going to give the games to the people who kind of play the most, and thus, hopefully they're going to like it the most. Unfortunately for me, it was balls, but it was kind of a bit samey and
I think I got put off the first one because I'm not a stealth gamer.
It does help. It's one of those games where you don't necessarily have to stealth it, but it helps a lot.
Yeah, I heard that with Shadow of Mordor, and it was like, you don't have to be stealthy. When I played Shadow of Mordor, and you really needed to. It
helps a lot.
Stealth. Yeah, it was
true non-essential stealth game would be. I'm trying to think. What did I play? Oh, Mafia was like that. Mm-hmm. You don't have to play it stealthy, but it's going to make your life a lot easier if you do. But at the same time, you can run and gun it because essentially it's a Punisher game.
Okay, cool.
It's all about killing mafia bosses and it's good. It's good fun.
Said sold.
It's quite long.
Yeah, you're a soldier from Vietnam who comes back and kills a load of mafia bosses.
Yeah, because they betray him and in this one they betray him and leave him for dead, and then he comes back and wages a one-man vendetta against the entire mob.
I'm involved in this game already. It sounds great.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, but it's a little bit. It's one of those ones I'd say if you do end up getting it, maybe play for a couple of weeks, do something else, come back every now and then, because it can get a little ploddy if you're just playing that.
Okay,
because it can get quite repetitive. Sure. But the game itself, the story's fucking incredible, and the gameplay is good. It's just that it can get quite repetitive.
Yeah, I just got put off because it got like mixed reviews. I think
it launched quite buggy, as I recall.
Oh, okay. So maybe if I pick it up in the sale, it's probably fine.
By the time I got to it, I think they'd fixed a lot of the problems. There are a few. I've got some fantastic clips on my Xbox of you turn around because you can hear a fucking. There's one where I could hear this really horrendous crunching noise, and I turned around and a car had just sunk halfway into the ground, and then just started slowly sinking into the ground.
What is this? A fucking Bethesda game?
Exactly.
I know. I remember you seeing your video of the weapon shop guy. Your car you bring, you can't use some.
Oh my god, yeah. There's a bloke you can call who brings you weapons on demand, and you can buy stuff from him, and he just drives off. He drove into a dumpster, and I didn't notice he'd done it before I opened it. And then when he tried to pull away, he just carried on trying to move this dumpster with his van. Then I called the somebody else who comes to take your spare cash, so that if you die, you don't lose it. And they crashed into the back of it. I was like, wow.
Yeah, these are my team.
Yeah. I just what are these fucking driver tars? It's like a Forza, like a bulk standard Forza AI. Yeah. I'm just going to go into the back of this person. That sounds like fun. I know why I went a little bit more Clarkson than usual. If that game was a woman.
It'd be by
Bethesda. Yeah. Yeah, so Assassin's Creed Origins, anything else?
I played a bit of it. I must admit I need to go back and play more of it, but there's an indie game on the PC called Beat Cop.
Okay.
And it's... Well, at the moment, it might open up to be more of a game, but you are literally a... There is a story where you are a detective. There was
I thought it was a Rodney King game at first.
Yeah,
no, that's Cop Beat.
Oh, right.
Can we all just get along? No, that's the DLC.
There's a murder that takes place and some. You don't find the killer, but the diamonds disappeared. So you're being thought of as stealing these diamonds.
Right.
So you get busted down from detective to be a beat cop pending in the investigation.
Oh, okay.
So you feel like you're being screwed over. So you're trying to find out
what really happened.
But in this meantime, you are having to do the really. Each day different things happen that progresses the story, and or other things are happening to keep it interesting. But you do also have to be very aware that in a sort of like Papers, Please sort of way, you have to.
I was about to say, it sounds
you
like
have
Papers,
to do your main job, which is obviously you have to
beat cops.
Yeah, you have to give parking tickets for bad tires or bad lights. Or
like Papers, Please. This is a hard sell, isn't it?
Yeah,
Papers, Please is really fun in a fucking morbid
It's a hard sell.
For sure,
yeah. It's really good. You've got to check documents for authenticity.
And sometimes you have to x-ray people.
Yeah.
Okay. When's the fun start?
I don't know. It's like sim admin.
Yeah. When does the fun start? Oh, no, it's great. It's really harrowing and your family almost dies.
Yeah, Papers, Please is basically, you got to do all this. And
it's
a black comedy because your family just dies in the background while you're doing it.
I haven't got a PC at the moment. As soon as I get another one, I'm playing Papers, Please again. I loved that game.
You know what? That's the kind of thing like...
Why is that not on iOS?
In the new year... Yeah, in the new year... I think it would be too easy on iOS because you'd be able to do multi-touch stuff.
Oh, because you've got to be quick with the mouse.
Yeah. In the new with some dodgy AI, listen for the crash. Oh no, okay, I patched it. Patch reality again. It's a glitch in the Matrix. One of the things I'd like to do in the new year is more gaming videos. Papers, Please works. Fuck me, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, just like Barry the Clerk or Glory to Artsotska. Yeah, so Beat Cop.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
That's a Steam game, I take it.
Yeah, it's on Steam. Yeah, that's all I've really. Yeah, I've been mainly over the last, since the last couple of weeks since we recorded, I've literally been mainly playing Assassin's Creed. Really, I did play a bit of Beat Cop, but I need to go back to it. So
it does.
I thought it's one I didn't talk about earlier.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed does sound like the kind of game that would immerse you for a long old time.
Yeah, so it's that's been my main game at the moment. But apart from that, playing the odd little game maybe on like Switch or something, but nothing that I could say I could really invest in and talk about.
Progress in as such.
Yeah. So yourself?
Well, do you want to do
go next? Video games, or are we doing tabletop as well?
Both.
Blake, want to do his tabletop first, then? Or?
Can do, yeah. Blake, any tabletop stuff to speak of? Any noteworthy stuff?
I've obviously recently reviewed Dark Souls for Brad. For Suppressing Fire.
Remember them?
I enjoy it. In terms of it feeling like the video game, it's spot on. It has it does capture the feel of the game. It's I like when they from the aesthetic down to the fact that it's just I've only really played it through once really when I was reviewing it, but I do worry that multiple play. If I was to play it, if it was to hit the table, if it was to hit the table regularly, I'd worry that it would become repetitive.
Out,
because the idea is that you choose two bosses, a mini boss and a main boss,
maxi boss.
Yeah,
is that the one with the two bits of ice cream and cookie?
Yeah,
wings.
Yeah. And you sort of have encounters. You sort of lay out the tiles in any way you wish, with the last tile being the fog gate for the boss arena.
Right.
You sort of fight your way. You have to fight your way. You have encounters, but those encounters always stay in that place.
Right.
And then when you complete the encounter, you do regain your health. But I mean, if you want to bank your souls or do other things, you have to go back to the main thing and use use the fireplace.
Yeah.
But as in the game, that resets everything and you have to do it again. Okay. So it can get a little bit repetitive in that regard. And I could see if I was to do that. And I mean, as I said, there are campaigns bit at the end, and I just felt if you were to do that, those campaigns, they made campaigns specifically around Dark Souls 1 and they made one for Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
But I was just like, the idea behind the game is that you can choose, so it didn't feel necessary.
Yeah.
Unless you were really a stickler for the game lore, maybe.
If you're like a purist on that stuff.
Yeah, but I was a bit like, I don't care if a monster from Dark Souls 1 is with the dancer from Boreal Valley from Dark Souls 3 or something,
But it's not going to make your eye twitch.
Not personally. I think it's all the same series of games, and surely a board game should be fan service at the end of the day. So I didn't really see it as a problem.
If it's an adaptation,
if it's a game that stands up on its own as well.
Yeah, I think it's an adaptation. There needs to be a certain amount of fan service.
And it's fine. And I like that it captures the feel, because it is that whole you're backing up, you're going back to leveling up, even though when you're leveling up you have to do it, and it does have that whole and because each of it's a co-op game and the monsters are controlled by cards, so it's card AI,
like Gears.
Yeah. So you know that certain monsters are going to behave.
Patterns.
Yeah,
like the Ghostbusters game, you learn their attack patterns.
Yeah. So you know that they're going to behave in a certain way, and the idea, in a way, it's sort of like the game, like the video game. In a way, it's in essence puzzle solving, because you are going. Oh yeah, if I go here, if you take out that guy, then I can take out this guy.
Yeah, I need to respond to that particular attack in this
sort
of way and
whatever.
Stuff,
and it does have that sort of, and it is good in that way. And the boss battle seems to be, it seems to be brilliant, because it's a bigger area. You can be more strategic in it, rather than the other areas are quite like tiles are smaller.
Right.
So you sort of, it's more tight, and you're moving around fighting multiple smaller bad guys, rather than the other one is, oh no, I'm getting beaten up, so if I back up and heal, you can go in and go, and obviously the bosses have attack patterns, but and you sort of learn their attack pattern, but like in the game, when you get them down to about half health, the attack pattern changes, which I think is a nice little touch to make it feel like the game.
That's nice when they do it in the games.
And also
as well.
When they have their attack pattern, they'll attack certain areas, but they'll also have like a weak spot.
Yeah.
So if you you're in that correct space at the right time, you actually do more damage to the boss.
Okay. So I'd like to play this.
It does sound cool. Yeah,
it's as I said, there were lots of nice things, but I just thought I'd worry that if I was playing it again, it's that whole repetitive nature of constantly going through the same tiles over and over again to level up and get better gear and all that sort of thing. I'd probably allow a couple of hours, especially.
It's a feature game, then.
Oh yeah. I'll definitely. It would definitely be 90 minutes to 2 hours. So I would say definitely a main game.
Like comparable to something like Short Game of Mansion.
I know. I did do a bit of reading up on other. Just because I was just interested to see what other people thought of it and that. I saw that some people said that they played one of it, and then once they beat it, because the idea of it is you get through one area, fight the mini boss, and then you get through the second area, and then you fight the main boss. Yeah. Some people, they played it, fought the mini boss, and then by that point they were like, you know what, I'm done.
Time. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it is good regarded, especially if you've got a game you absolutely love. Find a review of something that trashes it. If you hate a game, find a review that praises it. 'Cause it make you reassess your own
as I
review.
said, I played it. I really liked it because it felt like Dark Souls. But it's because I was like, I could see that possibly being a problem, and also the length of it. Especially if you spend all this time and as I said, part of what makes Dark Souls great is that you're learning from you die a lot in it, but you are learning from your mistakes as you die.
Well, I played Bloodborne a lot, and I wouldn't say I learnt anything.
But the idea is you're learning the attack patterns of monsters. You know to draw them out. You know to back up and then fight them. Try and take them down individually, because if you get into a mob situation, you're screwed. Yeah, that sort of thing. But it's sort of as you're learning to fight. The problem is that. I'm not sure if it's a massive complaint, because I must admit I didn't notice it heavily with my playthrough, but I was worried that because some of the combat is obviously dice related with whether you dodge something, it makes me worry that you could have the absolute most perfect strategy of trying to get through a game that is already hard
and it's still going to fuck
like
you
a
up.
complete pudding.
Oh, it is like Ghostbusters then.
Yeah. It does have it does have feelings of Ghostbusters. Damn. But sorry, no one's going to get that.
No, that's fine. Sometimes we're allowed to make jokes that are just for us sometimes. That's okay. We do so much shit for free. Let us have this.
Yeah, someone on Facebook thread, I saw they were talking about how ludicrous their D&D campaign was. Yeah. And I just said, that's nothing. The last time I GM'd a Ghostbusters RPG, they broke Maggie Smith's hip. Don't ask.
Yeah, it's true, we did.
Such a good game.
It was.
I'm annoyed it hasn't hit the table since, because I wanted it.
Aside, in terms of pure mechanics, it's probably one of my favourite RPGs. I love the Ghostbusters
I wanted to
RPG.
get it in such a way that every adventure we ended up crippling a different dame each time.
Dame Busters.
Poor Helen Mirren.
But it'll just be like they'll be our new secretary every time, but then something will happen to them. It'll be different every time.
Yeah. You'll finally get through one mission when nothing happens. You get back to the firehouse and just defenestrate Judi Dench. Just to readdress the cosmic balance.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just not a game of Ghostbusters unless you throw the dame out the window.
Dark Souls like? So I've seen some of the models kind of at a distance, and they're looking super.
They're lovely. Like the cards are brilliant. The actual main, even like your adventure sheet is great, because it's like, you register your health and your stamina on cubes, but they're indented, so the actual cubes.
Kind of like the Zombicide trays.
Yeah. It's sort of like there are holes, so they rest in, so there's no worry of them, an earthquake knocking them out or something like that.
What the fuck happens in your gaming sessions?
Yeah, but no, it's well made. Dame. It's all well made, and the components are lovely. A lot of effort has gone into the box. I mean, like the box, even as you open the box, there's a bit of paper on top just saying you died.
Yeah. As a rule books, I've heard some complaints.
It could be a little bit clearer, In terms of most rule books, it does lay out like most rule books does. So it has the turn sequence, and it goes on to that. Then it will have a bit on combat and all that. Yeah. But I suppose the only thing I found, and it might just be my first playthrough, because multiple playthroughs I'll probably be fine with. Yeah. But or refresher I'll probably be alright with, but it was like little rules, like because there's certain effects like poison and bleed and stuff like that. They're not obviously clear. There's not like they're not mentioned on like the reference bit on the back. Right. It just mentions it was just on the back of the reference bit. It's just mainly saying what the symbols on the cards mean, which is helpful. Don't get me wrong.
But it's not the complete.
But it's not saying what they mean, and they're not. They are hidden in a paragraph somewhere. It's not. Yeah.
This is bleed. This is poison. This is something that would, or this is what you do when you do this.
With 10 being the best rulebook ever and 1 being the 2015 HeroClix rulebook, where would you put it?
About 6 or 7. About 6 or 7. It's not awful. It's just little bits that are annoying when you're
oddly placed.
If you were it's when you're in. I could imagine if I was, obviously it wasn't so bad for myself because I was playing it. I was sort of test running it on my own, but. And you can play it on your own, which is good.
That seems to trend recently. A lot more games are one-player friendly.
I think that's good though, because the number of games in my collection that I'd love to get a game in of, and I just can't get people around the table as easily as I'd like. Things like Gears, I can just play by myself if I want.
Yeah,
and that works fine because it's designed to run solo. Fallout is apparently in the post,
and that's loads of one-player.
If that's not solo, I'll be fucking livid.
Yeah. Well, because it's not exactly a game known for its multiplayer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, unless we talk about Fallout Tactics, but nobody talks about Fallout Tactics.
Seems not. No.
No.
Any other tabletop stuff?
I imagine Brad will probably talk about it, but because obviously I'll be able to play it with him. I played Mansions of Madness.
Snake in my bag.
Yeah, it'd be stuff like Mansions of Madness. I always love. We had a game of the legendary Big Trouble in Little China recently.
Oh, cool.
Which I enjoyed. It plays exactly like the Marvel one. But it's just
with Big Trouble in Little China characters.
It's got a few little minor changes to make it more thematic.
All the legendary games change the mechanics just enough to suit the theme really well. Nice. You've played Marvel, you've played Alien?
Yes, I've played Marvel.
Okay,
I haven't played Alien. I think I was... Maybe that was one of those sessions where I was supposed to make it and then something came up.
Well, that's why I think you played it. Yeah. They are all very good at making subtle changes to fit the theme.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've played all 4 of the ones you have, because I've played because I played Marvel.
I've got Marvel, Alien, Predator, and Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, I've played all 4 of them then, and I've liked them all individually for different reasons as well. Yeah, they're all good games. They all play effectively the same way in terms of how you build your hand up and all that. But as I said, it's all about the mechanics of how the board moves.
Yeah,
and that is what makes it.
For me, Legendary and the deck building games generally sound more like the way they treat licensed properties with Risk, where they change the mechanics just enough to be thematic, whereas with Monopoly it's just usually a reskin. That's all. It's that kind of dynamic, whereas something like Love Letter is a good example of where they just reskin it.
Yeah, totally.
And that's fine. And so if people would rather play an Archer themed one, more power to them. I get it.
Totally.
In the same way. It does
kind of ram home how pasted on Eurogame themes are, doesn't it?
There's a bit of that to it, but like with Risk, they actually change the mechanics up, in some cases to make it a completely different game, because Star Wars Risk is Queen's Gambit.
It's supposed to be insanely good.
It's
I
really
want
good.
to play that. Yeah,
it's really good. But like, I
didn't buy it because I had Rebellion and I didn't see the need to have both.
That seems fair. Yeah, I ended up buying both because I saw Star Wars Risk super cheap in the shop and I couldn't really pass it up because it was like.
Speaking of games with one-player modes, Imperial Assault.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a new thing.
There's the app out.
It's out.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I haven't tested it yet.
Get that.
It's out.
I know you said it's got a one-player mode, but can you still play like a 4-player campaign when they play the Empire? Is that...
Yeah, it runs like the Mansions app.
So I mean, because I know we're in the middle of a campaign and we'll soon finish it.
I think you can do 5 players against the iPad, same as Mansions.
Okay.
Nice.
So does it do the similar thing where it is you can choose this mission or this mission sort of thing?
I haven't played that much with it, but that's the impression I'm under.
Okay, cool. No, I'm just curious. So
how are you guys feeling as Star Wars gamers about Legion? Because that's out soon, I think.
I started off saying. It was interesting, and certainly if we went back to like the 80s, the West End Games did make a tabletop war game of Star Wars figures, basically like a 40k style game with the Star Wars Chrome, and it is still generally thought of as being one of the best sci-fi rule sets. Legion looks very interesting. I think it's fun that it's the same scale as Imperial Assault. I think that'll help some people.
But it wasn't quite the same.
Oh, is it not? Okay.
I think it's just enough that you can't use your figures and you have to buy new ones.
Fantasy Flight, if only you weren't so good at everything, I could hate you. At the time, I was like, at the moment, not including pre-painted models or board games that I don't have to paint, I actively collect and paint 4 systems at the moment. And for me, that's kind of, I don't know, I could stretched to another, not only just in terms of finance bills, but also the time required.
Yeah.
And then finding the time to play the game.
Which systems is it you play?
Devil's Run.
Oh, yep.
Blood Bowl.
Yep.
Alien vs Predator.
Of course, yes.
And Imperial Assault.
Of course, yeah. I'm hoping for Dark Elves for Blood Bowl at some point.
Well, Elves have just come out, and they've released for Dark Elves pitch, so I don't think I'll be too far behind.
Cool. Well, that'll be me, but that'll be my team purchase. Well, I can assemble and paint them up, and then just bring them along.
I've got 4 teams supposedly on the go if I catch up and paint them.
Cool.
Yeah. And when Necromunda was announced, I was like, I'm not sure I could run Necromunda, but on the other hand, that'll only be 10 figures. I could probably do.
Yeah.
But Legion, I'm looking at it and going, I don't know. I could play it casually, but I don't know I could invest myself in it to the degree that I would want to be involved in a Star Wars land combat game. On the other hand, I'm a journalist and sometimes I get stuff for free, so we'll see where that leads.
Yeah, fine.
I'm
not going to say no, obviously.
No, absolutely.
You would test it out. At least you'd know whether it would be a system you'd invest in if you played it. I suppose.
If I get a chance to try it out, I absolutely will. But as time's gone on, the Star Wars fan in me has started going, you could play Legion.
Yeah.
I'm getting there's been awakening whispers in my ear going, you should play Legion.
Yeah.
Yes, if I could, then I would love to, but I'm also still a little on the back foot about it. Not that in no way do I think it's going to be rushed. In no way do I think it's going to be a bad game.
No, I think it'll be great.
For me personally, I'm still a little on the back foot about it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am as well. Part of it for me is I prefer models that are pre-assembled, even if they're not painted, because it turns out I'm not completely terrible at painting.
Yeah, okay.
Like I can do painting and I'm half decent at it.
The secret
Assembly,
of painting, one of the key secrets of painting is being happier with it looking better than it did unpainted.
Yes.
And gradually snowball your expertise from there.
Yes. That's certainly something I found with the Walking Dead stuff I painted up.
Yeah, does it look better than it did before? Fine. Next one.
Arguably so.
Yeah, and
I mean, to be fair, some of the paint jobs look comparable to the ones that they show in the catalogues and stuff when they're showing not to the same degree of detail, but in terms of like the contours and stuff.
I think when catalogues and shops show models, they should do 2 paint jobs, one of which is lovely and beautiful, and one of it is a rough estimate of what it would look like when you've done it. It's
covered in basically you washed it too
gone
heavy,
over the lines. It's covered in ink. Why has he got a fucking dark brown neck? That's not how shades work. Why did you prime him white? What the fuck is this?
Did you crawl through a sewer before he played this? Yeah, I went a little bit heavy with the
black lines gone around the base and everything.
Yeah, I went a little bit heavy with the wash on some of the characters, so they do look like they've been in a grime fight.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, he's Rick Grimes, so you know.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Grime by name.
Exactly. Yeah. So you know.
Yeah, my Tusken Raiders look like they live in a fucking swamp.
What is my life?
But Bantha came out well though. So
that's all right.
Where were we before we started asking
about Legion? Before that, Imperial Assault, and I think Blake was just rounding off.
What I was about to ask, and it was just an slightly off-topic question, but it was
on an E14 podcast. How dare you?
Yeah.
Go on.
On the subject of war games, has there been any more news about the Halo ground combat one?
No,
I haven't heard anything about it for ages.
Who was talking about published that?
I assume it's the same people who did Fleet Battles.
Yeah, I've got a feeling some money changed hands and that company is now owned by someone else. I can't think of the name.
Well, maybe that's the thing, because
they're evaluating stuff.
I remember going to Salou twice and seeing a demo game of it both years in a row, but I saw nothing about a release date or anything. But there were some lovely models.
Yeah. Release dates are weird at the moment, like in general across gaming as a whole.
Oh yeah, totally.
Here's an example, right? So WWE 2K18 has been out on Xbox and PlayStation for about a month. The Switch version originally was planned to come out roughly on the same day. Then it went quiet for ages, and then Amazon started cancelling pre-orders, and then yesterday it got announced for next week. But, okay, I may buy it. I wouldn't normally have bothered.
I think personally I would wait for review when something like that happens, because that makes it imply it's heavily balked.
Entirely possible.
I'm very used to I'm very used to the board game release schedule, which is it's coming next year. It's going to be good. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. It'll be there soon. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. It's here now. Buy it.
Yeah, it's in your house. Look.
There's no like hard release date like you get with electronic media.
Yeah, I got that with the Fallout board game because I pre-ordered it and it said Q1 2018. No, Q4 2017. So I was thinking that will run until
Q1 2018.
Yeah. Like, wow, April to June, fucking hell. Yeah. But it said Q4 or like full 2017. That's what it said. So I was like, well, that kind of runs from September until technically kind of January, February, even though it's like a separate year, it kind of blends in. Mm-hmm. And then I got an email today saying, it's been dispatched, it'll be with you in 2 days. It's like, sweet. Yeah. But at the same time, I was like, I wasn't expecting that.
I'm pretty sure Legion will drop.
I think it's planned for sort of the 12th.
Yeah, my gut is
better hurry the fuck up.
Around the time of Last Jedi.
That's what Fantasy Flight do. They talk about it and just suddenly it's there. That's what Fantasy Flight have always done.
And it's Last Jedi that week as well. If it was like next week is Last Jedi release, so they could drop it in time for that. Like maybe around that time.
Some X-Wing stuff just came out, but X-Wing's the one I sold my X-Wing stuff just because I didn't. So that's the other thing. Legion is I have Armada, I have Imperial Assault, I have Rebellion. Yeah. I do have the Star Wars LCGs, although I'm like 5 years behind on releases with it. Yeah. And it's another Star Wars thing.
Yeah, like I have like Imperial Assault, X-Wing, Rebellion, and Destiny, which is fine. Enjoyable game. But I can imagine Legion would be just a step too far, and especially because I don't get a lot. I've got a decent sized painting pile. I've got the Resident Evil 2 Kickstarter game coming next year. There's a shitload of models in that. Mm-hmm. So my painting pile will go out of control very, very quickly.
As I found when my Ghostbusters Kickstarter arrived.
Yes,
which I've nearly done the base set of.
Fucking hell. It's almost like small child.
I was wondering when we get to play that.
Well, I've just finished the Scoleri Brothers. I'm just finishing up Janosch and the Washington Square Ghost. I'm about halfway through Vigo the Carpathian. I think after that I've just got the Ecto 1 and the Statue of Liberty to do, and I think it's playable for the course. Then I'm going to take a break and paint something else and then come back and do the expansions.
Yeah. As long as we get it to a point where we can actually play it. That's fine. We've waited long enough, to be fair. Well, not with the painting, I just mean...
Do you know what I've waited a long time for? Battletech.
Yeah, we can do that. If you don't mind those 3 really shit painting models I did.
Like, we bought Battletech years ago.
No, we did start playing
It's just getting silly now.
It's just, we need to address the Atlas in the room. We need to be playing Battletech.
Titanfall has had 2 games since then. 2.
Yeah, Titanfall 2 did make me want to play Battletech.
John makes me want to play Battletech, owning it and never getting invited to fucking play it.
Okay.
What was Ghostbusters versus Battletech, and everyone would be miserable.
Pay no attention to the men behind the curtain. Bickering. Yeah. Any other tabletop, or should I swing
arguing
around?
About gaming for 25 years now.
And counting.
Yeah, I think I've mainly covered everything on that one. Yeah. So
play Battletech much?
All right now.
I do mention it occasionally. I'm up for doing it. It's just getting the time to do it.
Yeah. No, I'm just waiting for. You know what I think the end game will be? Would be you just suddenly put a Facebook update of you playing Battletech with everyone except me. Even people you've never met before. Your next door neighbours have come over. I don't know what it was. You give them a rave and the best of luck, and you just throw them out there. Yeah. Ray, my little girl is suddenly a smoked jaguar, but I'm not invited.
It's just, I don't know where I got the idea to play this from, but anyway. Yeah. I don't even know what I'm doing, but thanks for inviting me. Brad.
Uncle Baby
Uncle Baby needs
Uncle Baby used a PPC on me. I'm not happy.
Anyway,
yes.
I'll tell you what I've not been playing.
Is it video games?
Battletech. Anyway, video game wise, but still the only game I'm really playing with any real depth is for Witcher, and I don't know, I'm progressing, but I'm absolutely loving it. It's just like
I've heard nothing but good things.
As a fan of the books, it's so immersive. It feels like just a continuation of that. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Have you got to Dandelion yet?
I'm hunting down Dandelion by talking to all his ex-girlfriends. And I love Dandelion as a character, so I can't wait for him to turn up properly.
I liked him in it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the main video game I've been playing.
So you got one for your birthday, right?
Yeah, I got Hidden Agenda.
Yes, you had a chance to play that yet?
No, I was going to invite you over and do it soon.
Oh, okay.
It's cool. Yeah.
Nice. Me and Jen, because we bought a copy at the same time, because originally it came out on your birthday.
Yeah.
I was like, perfect. I'll get myself a copy anyway because it's super massive, I think they're called. Okay. Until Dawn people. And I was like, I fucking love that game. Yeah, it's my favourite game of that year, and I don't like horror games. So that gives you an idea of how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I thought, I'm definitely going to buy it because it's them, and I'll get Brad a copy because it's his birthday.
Yeah.
And then the day before your birthday, I get an email saying, we're pushing it back a month, soz. Yeah. Didn't even say sorry, cunts. Yeah.
No, that looks really good.
It's good. It doesn't play as I expected. Okay. So remember I mentioned to you that it's like a interactive, that it's got an interactive element to it with other people in the room. The entire game is that.
Okay.
I thought it was a single player game with people who could sort of contribute.
Yeah.
But it's actually the entire thing is democratic.
Oh, really?
So every decision has to be agreed on.
Oh, okay. Well, unanimously, or you goes to a vote?
Unanimously.
Okay.
But if there are means in the mechanics in the game for you to take ownership of the situation,
okay,
and
right.
you can
force a vote.
You can force a vote, and also sometimes it's really clever, the system. Everybody at the beginning of a chapter, or like I don't know how it's divided up, but little sections of the game, you vote on a particular topic about the people in the room.
Okay.
It's like, who do you think is the best under pressure? And everybody votes anonymously.
Right.
And then it goes, you all picked this person. And then they're in charge of a particular decision in that section.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like me and Jen were playing, and it was like, who do you think is the coolest under pressure? And we both voted for the same person. I can't remember which way around it was, because there was a few where it's like, wow, you voted for me? I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I did, but, because it was unanimous, but there you go. But you vote anonymously, and then when it comes out who won, that person is in charge of a particular decision in the chapter or a particular event in the chapter that then shapes the rest of the game.
Okay.
And it's fucking awesome.
That's awesome. So how long does the game take? So it's
I don't know.
Like 2-3
we
hours?
only played for... I think we only played for about half an hour, 45 minutes.
It's supposed to be like a movie, isn't it? It's
I
thought
the idea is an evening game. I thought it was like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, it's not massively... I don't get the impression it's massively long.
Well, no, it's replay, isn't it? But
probably a fair bit, to be honest. Yeah. Like, because it does seem... Everything is... all choices are binary so far.
Yeah, okay.
But, that may change later. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. But in any case, it's fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. Really, really pleased with it. Especially as it was like... It didn't come out at like normal computer game price. It was a sort of more budget title. Mm-hmm. Not like stupid cheap, but a reasonable price for the length. It's quite a good amount. You get quite a good amount of game, it seems. Plus, there's the competitive mode, which we haven't played yet, where one person gets the hidden agenda, which is to fuck it up and derail the whole thing. So then they're voting against things and fucking things up and sabotaging the whole game. So it's like the card games. It's Secret Hitler.
Yeah.
So that sort of that element of like subterfuge to it.
Cool.
So it sounds pretty fucking cool. But like I say, the single player mode, I'm putting in air quotes because it's not technically a single player mode unless you're on your own playing it. Which I suppose,
it's just an Until Dawn Heavy Rain type game you play on your own, surely.
I guess so. There's a weird thing about it. I didn't use, apart from setting the game off, I didn't use the controller once. It's all done on phones.
Okay.
Which is, it's really, really interesting. Yeah. You can download the app for free and stuff, and it's all companion stuff. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. What else have you been playing?
No, happy to talk about that. Tabletop wise, Mansions of Madness is still a year on, is just the fucking king of everything.
It's so good.
What a fucking game it is. A new expansion for that. You played for the most recent one.
Is it 2 or 3 campaign parts in it? I've played one of them.
Yes, so
in the latest
were there
expansion.
with the Streets of Arkham pack, weren't you?
Yeah, the gang one.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Yeah, that was just like it had cutscenes in it.
Yeah,
almost. It was just like it's a board game with cutscenes. It's gradually becoming more and more an RPG than a board game.
I thought that one played more like an RPG.
Yeah, it was so good. And apparently, the general consensus is of the 3 scenarios, that's the weakest one.
Oh wow! Okay. Yeah. I heard that you showed me the one about the art gallery. You have to figure out within a time limit.
Notes.
Within a time limit, you have to figure out which exhibit's killing people.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah, we'll get together and do it one soon.
Yeah, I love games like that.
Exhibits have teeth.
Yeah, it's called the damned medallion of Hades.
I tried out the Bloodborne card game, which like Blake said, it's I did enjoy it because it kind of had the deck building side of Legendary, which we mentioned. I love deck builders where you kind of level up your deck as you go through the game.
Yeah, I think the DC one works similarly as well.
Yeah, Street Fighter and Citadels and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That kind of build you level up as you go along, which I really like. And it was also a bit like the Lord of the Rings living card game in that it was comparable to slamming my nutsack in the oven for 3 hours.
Is the oven on though?
No.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a sense of scale.
I don't play it on hard mode, and it was it's really good. The components are superb. It's from Simon, the same as who do Zombicide stuff. The components are superb. The artwork is amazing. Because the art design on Bloodborne was brilliant anyway.
Yeah, that is one thing I liked about that game.
I would trade it. I traded it away on the grounds because it was so like Lord of the Rings and because it was so like Legendary. That personally for me, I'd always just either play Legendary or Lord of the Rings rather than playing Bloodborne.
Yeah.
But that's not to say it isn't a great game. It's just it kind of filled a gap which wasn't necessary.
Yeah, so it filled a gap that's already pretty full.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was jack of all trades, really. Other than that, been playing Lord of the Rings LCG again, and I have a nutsack scars to prove it because fuck me, that game is nails.
Yeah.
It's just,
I need to play that one. I never played it.
Yeah, I can happily set up a game, but it's not just you. Everyone I do warn. It's like your first time isn't fun. You will get absolutely pounded by it, and but it is one of those. I can do it next time. Yeah. Games. I think I know what went wrong. If I swap this out, I think we can do it this time. Games.
Yeah, I'm having that with a game at the moment.
Yeah,
is it Cuphead?
No, although I did start playing that.
I've heard that's quite tough.
Fuck me, it's tough.
It's basically a bullet hell version of Dark Souls.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Lots of rolling,
but it's got the most amazing.
The art style
classic 30s art style.
I've seen some
gorgeous.
Bits,
it is gorgeous in motion. That's the thing about it that doesn't come across in the screens.
I've seen
it's just
videos.
Just how beautiful that game is running.
It looks lovely,
absolutely stunning. But it's fucking nails. That wasn't the one I meant actually. Although that one is fucking ridiculous. I've completed one level so far, and I was playing for probably 45 minutes.
Yeah,
I managed to finish one level, which is the vegetable patch near the very beginning.
Rather than
one
rather
level.
than Lord of the Rings card game, which you might like more as the Arkham Horror living card game, because that isn't as bum rapey as the Lord of the Rings one is, and it's also narrative driven. It's almost like a tabletop version of a Telltale game.
Ooh, okay.
To the point of a campaign is a long evening or like an afternoon. You could do a full campaign. Is you're not got to meet up again and again. And I think it's between 3 and 6 stories in a campaign. But again, you can wrap that up all in one night usually, or maybe 2 at a push. But it even does that Telltale thing game of you get to the end of a scenario and you have to make notes on what happened. It will be like you burnt your house down, or you told X, Y, he will remember this, things like that. So and that will affect you keep your deck, and what happened, you can level up your deck as you go along. Also, some like there's one in the very first scenario, without doing spoilers, you meet a character, and the end result is either she runs off into the night, you never find her again, she dies, or you persuade her to join you, and you get a fucking nails card goes in your deck if you manage to team up with her. It's a really very unique. It is almost a misnomer to call it a card game because there are cards in it, but it plays part board game, part game book with a little bit of card mechanics to it as well. It's a really strange game that has to be played to really kind of get where I'm coming from. But
it sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'll happily set up a game.
Are the choices so obvious, or is it?
It's not even very obvious. Sometimes you just got no fucking choice because of the situation you found yourself in.
It's not like The Witcher where you think you're doing the right thing and no, you're not doing the right thing. No,
and it's not quite like the first version of Mansions of Madness either, where it is, all right, okay, guys, where are you going to go? You hear some noise coming from the kitchen.
Yeah.
Playing HeroClix a lot because I always end up playing HeroClix a lot.
I haven't played in ages.
I play HeroClix a lot. HeroClix is by no means one of my favourite games, but all of my friends love it, so I end up playing it. And that's not to say I dislike it, but the amount I play it implies I like it more than I do.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm always up for a gaming.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. We got a game coming up this week. At the time of recording,
Christmas game.
Yeah, at time of recording, it should be good fun. I'm looking forward to it. Trying to work my team out.
Yeah, I haven't even looked. Yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah, but other than that, just been trying to conquer my painting pile.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get another game of Armada in as well.
That would be
really
good, because the last game was fucking superb.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
What a game.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, we've got Thrawn coming soon as well.
Ah, nice. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Did just say you win?
Just like...
Examine the art on their cards. You win.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that as a thematic device.
I haven't seen Rebels with him in it yet, but I hope he just walks onto the deck and goes, canon, not canon.
He does. I mean, the adaptation of him they've done is pretty faithful.
Timothy Zahn did a new...
He did. He's got another one coming up soon where from the cover, Vader team up.
Yeah,
I'll admit I've not.
Empire Bros.
I'll admit I've not read the books. Shock horror.
Really?
But,
you're all over books.
Yeah. Well, the trouble is you have to have it read it too.
Yeah.
It's abridged.
He reads fucking BattleTech novels, though, doesn't he?
Rob never read it to me. Do the shooty noises.
Do the noises.
Get the snake out.
But but I loved him.
I hope that turns up on recording. He just sounds like I got my cock out.
I did love him in Rebels, so I'm assuming he's faithful.
He's pretty faithful, as faithful as they're going to be in terms of like adapting a character from the old EU to the new EU.
Yeah,
as much as they can do it, they have. They've done a good job.
I think he seems to be a good character.
He always seemed kind of incongruous in the expanded universe anyway, because I can only assume there was some, in the old EU, there must have been some backstage meeting where Palpatine went, "No aliens, except you. You can be Grand Admiral."
You're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much it, wasn't it? In the end, they sort of established. I mean, it's not spoilers even, because started with fucking ages, and also
but he's almost like
not
Hitler
canon
going,
anymore.
We should employ Goldberg. He's really good at his job, not a wrestler.
Yeah, I mean,
he was
in a short
fine.
match, he's
Yeah,
fine.
sure.
Our accountant. But yeah, like with the EU, they ended up sort of establishing that he'd sort of run into him, and he was like, "Fuck me, he's special."
Yeah, I would.
Guess he's my fucking top guy now. Yeah. But you can't come and play with the rest of us.
No.
Give you a ship and you can fuck off.
Yeah. So I didn't realise you hadn't seen Series 3 of
No, I haven't done Series 3 of Rebels yet.
I've got it. You can watch it.
But that would be wrong.
Maybe watch it over a game of BattleTech.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Please, everybody.
Prick. He's playing City Tech without me.
Any other
thing? I don't know.
Any other bits?
No, I think that's been the bulk of my gaming recently, because most of the time has been a small child is taking up a lot of my time.
That's fair enough.
To be gaming wise, and then when I get to game, I tend to gravitate towards engines.
Yeah, because it's fucking good.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, for tabletop wise, that's pretty much the majority of what I've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the HeroClix game this week. As a quick aside, do you guys enjoy the team build videos when I do them, or not so much? The toy boxes.
Yeah, I enjoy watching them. I'm just interested to see what you pull and stuff like that.
Oh, you're more interested in the pulls than the team builds?
The team build does have a nice read, but I try not to watch them too closely because I don't want to gain an advantage over...
It's generally the case that I don't tend to release the video until after the game.
Okay.
Because for that exact reason, because it gives a kind of heads up to anybody who's playing against me. It's like, bring stuff that will counter this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay. Yeah.
But at the same time,
your
also,
dice rolls will counter it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nothing.
Because Joe used to do that.
There's no amount of strategy I can do that my dice rolls can't undo.
When we first started playing HeroClix for like big games, Joe always used to be. So what teams have got a and everyone just kind of pulled their cards really close to their chest and waited for people to talk.
Yeah, 4 aces.
Yeah. And Thanos.
Yeah.
I've got 2 aces, and I've got another 2.
With the Winity Gauntlet. Or Blake, as he's known.
No, I find it interesting because you get to talk about your game sometimes when you do your team build.
What I tend to do is do the video of like the team build, and then also a little video appended to it, which is, well, that was shit.
Yeah.
I think Team Andrex.
I liked your video talking about how the game went as well.
Yeah.
So I think, if anything, I prefer that because at least you've talked about your team.
And
but then you can talk about how you do it. I like it from the sense you've talked about the game more than you've talked about, because I know obviously when you're doing the polls, you've got there's always got some hours.
Yeah, I've been doing that more
You're not
recently.
really, at least with the other ones, you're actually saying, well, yes, it's a good card, but maybe I didn't play him correctly, or maybe I didn't, and stuff like that.
Safe bet.
And or you go, or I thought he was going to be good and he wasn't.
Rolled like a cunt.
Yeah, or Because I must admit, I've had some ones I thought would be really powerful pieces, and I played them and I've gone, oh, they're okay.
Joker's Wild Bane is all well and good until he gets emphysema near the end.
I might start doing a similar video for my Lord of the Rings builds, then. Just be like, yeah, well, I built a twin sphere deck, 2-part quest, 1-part spirit. I kind of figure this because I know there's a lot of spiders in Mirkwood. I think I'm going to be able to hold them off with Aragorn and Legolas while I get all the elves to build up a questing level, and then just do run-up videos. It's like, I've burnt my nutsack again. This is all shit. I don't care. Hail Mordor. I'm past giving a fuck. They're teasing a big announcement for that, apparently, because the very recent Fantasy Flight convention, I forget the name of it, but they said they delayed the Lord of the Rings LCG announcement.
Ooh, okay.
They put it back to December 9th. By the time this goes out, we might know already.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are saying, we're going to do a second edition, and I don't think they will, because so far, for things they do organised play of, FFG have never done a second edition.
Okay.
They do a second edition of stuff like Fury of Dracula and Talisman. They've done, but nothing they do organised play for. They're very good at keeping it all. Yeah, they're very good at keeping it open when it's an organised play thing. Like, I think a second edition of X-Wing would kill the game.
Probably, although I think power creep is. I don't know. I mean, I don't play enough. Maybe to have
is fine, but I don't think they do a complete ground build up.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably true.
So I don't think they do that. But apparently, the other rumour I've heard is with Christopher Tolkien resigning from being in charge of the Tolkien estate, which has obviously led to Amazon having rights to do a Lord of the Rings TV show.
It's going to the rights are going to go to Fantasy Flight. I don't know where this is going.
No, the most common rumour is we're going to get first and second age cards because we've only ever done third age before, so we could get a Silmarillion set, which I would be all over.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't hard enough before. That's what we need. Morgoth. Fuck me.
So yeah,
slap myself in the penis with this giant sculpture of young Goliath.
Yeah, I mean, whatever floats your boat, man.
Twice I destroyed the light, and then when Brad played, I destroyed it again.
Shove Celebrimbor up my arse.
So,
the Shadow games.
Yeah, tabletop wise, I haven't had a chance to play a lot. Most of it you've both were there for, really.
Yeah.
Video game wise, I've actually had a chance. Yeah. Video game wise, I've actually
BattleTech with Blake, though, didn't you?
No,
frick.
I played Titanfall 2. It was pretty similar. Video game wise, I've actually had a chance to have a proper run at a fair bit of stuff. So last time we talked, I'd just finished the Turing test, right? Turns out, not a robot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was as surprised as you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, you emotionless bastard. It was a shoo-in.
Yeah.
It's like, not found. Turns out, you can stick what you like up there. It doesn't charge me. USB-C doesn't work.
Completely free.
HDMI.
Yeah, HDMI. 3.5 mil. Why not? Gold-plated, not even that. Yeah. SCART. Don't ask. Didn't go well.
Got to HDMI. Nah.
Yeah. So I played the entire second season of The Walking Dead. Telltale one.
Cool.
I was a little bit... the story was brilliant. I was a little bit underwhelmed because I'd heard that one of the episodes was fucking brutal, and I don't know which one they meant because they all just kind of passed without incident. The finale was really, really entertaining. I saw there was a particular bit at the ending that I saw coming, but it didn't make it any less like fuck. That's pretty impactful stuff.
I've not played the second series, but I was of the opinion that the ending of it could end in one of two places, so that the actual story could carry on from different points.
Oh, really? That's unusual for a Telltale.
Apparently, which is odd. But then I don't know what happens in the third series, so I don't know if it just goes.
I literally just picked the third series up today, so I don't know.
I need to do the second series of Batman.
Yeah, that's another one I'm going to move on to. I
used to do Guardians, actually. I missed that one.
I didn't. So me and Jen played the first episode of Guardians, and it didn't really.
Oh, really?
It was loads of combat, and it's not really what I play Telltale games for. It's all sort of quick time events for combat. And it's like, that's all well and good, except that's not why I play Telltale. I play them for the dialogue choices and the story that develops as a result.
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, it may be that we only played a chunk of it and there's more to come, but it just didn't really hook me.
I think Batman struck the right balance with that.
Yeah, I've only played the first episode of Batman, but I have got the disc with the season on it, and then I've also bought, because it was on offer on PlayStation last week, because I've got my Plus back. That's the other thing.
Okay.
In fact,
Congratulations.
Thanks. While I have a little bit of spare cash, I was able to buy. I've pre-bought my next year's one as well because CD Keys, the website that does CD ones. even though the price is hiked up to 50 quid, they've not raised it, so it's 34.
Okay.
Yeah, that was worth.
Yeah, I think they did a stupid deal where like a year was really cheap on the actual PlayStation store a few months ago.
Yeah, I think I saw that one.
Before the price hike or just after the price hike.
Yeah, I toyed with the idea.
And then I just went, fine now. So
yeah, fair enough.
I think I still do it quarterly because that's what I set it to and never.
Yeah, fair enough. So I've bought the second series of Batman ready to play after the first series because I've been talked around into giving it more time because you said it was really good, my sister said it was really good, so I'm willing to kind of go with it.
Yeah.
Second series of Walking Dead, like I say, story-wise, absolutely superb. Graphically, beautiful. Threw me some genuine curveballs in terms of story. I was like, there was bits where it was like, they do the little intra-episode teasers. It's like, next time is going to be this, and it would end on a sort of cliffhanger, and then I'd go, oh, well, that's obviously going to be this. Like, there's one point where it ends with Clementine saying, "I thought you were dead," and I was like, oh, that's obviously this person from previous episode, and I was totally wrong, and it was something there was like a massive curveball I couldn't have expected if I'd.
Okay.
If I'd been predicting it all day, I wouldn't have guessed who it was.
No, I really need to go back and play. Restart The Walking Dead and play it from series 1 all the way. Because I have got the first two series.
I think doing all.
They're good.
I haven't got the third series. I've got the first two. I think I've got 3 on different formats. I think.
Yeah, 3 episodes of Michonne, and then there's a single piece of standalone DLC for the first series as well. 100 Days, which I haven't played. It might be on mine. I haven't played it, but if it's in there, because
I think if you buy the main series, it does come with 400 days now. Now, I think the original PS3 one didn't, but the PS4 one does. I think it just adds as a bit of filler between to get you ready for the second series. I don't think it's
it
introduces the characters. I don't think it's like anything.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to kill someone in the first or whatever.
So then I was playing those. I'm still playing Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle on the Switch because
I really enjoyed that
game gets fucking nails towards the end. I'm in the 4th world where it's all like lava themed.
Oh, yes, you're in the lava.
There's some battles where I've actually I was really determined not to switch to easy mode on any of the missions, and up until World 4, I hadn't managed to do any.
Have you gone back and done the challenges in the other worlds?
The first world I've done all but 2, and I've gone back and completed every other bit.
I think I did I used to complete a world, go back, do the challenges, then go on to or do a few or something, and then
I did. Let's say
that's the thing. I never found myself in a point where I was too underpowered.
That's happening to me. I think also I didn't realise.
I think half the key is also make sure you slide and jump on everyone at all times.
Yes, that's something I always forget. Yeah, it's a good life motto. But that game's good. I'm enjoying it a lot.
No, it's brilliant. It might also be maybe I did all better in it because my years of having everyone die on me in XCOM paid off.
Yeah. So then,
because it is basically XCOM, only less harrowing.
Yeah, it's also like a sort of simplified version. So it's like you've only got 3 different percentage chances to hit: 0, 50, and 100. Whereas like XCOM, it calculates some ridiculous percentage, which is also bullshit anyway. As they've come out,
like that famous picture with the gun pointing at the face, and it's like
67%.
67%,
and you missed. Like his fucking cheek is on my on
look
the
at
barrel.
it.
It's a melee gun.
Yeah. I have a sledgehammer. Point at the tip of it is in his cheekbone, and you're telling me I missed.
XCOM games are amazing.
Yeah, they are. Funny, as a quick aside,
you can get them on iOS.
You can get them as a board game, mate.
Yeah, you can. It's fucking nails.
Okay.
As a quick aside, the other day, I've mentioned before on the show that I like to, rather than put pressure on myself to pick a game, I tend to make a list of numbers of the ones I haven't played, assign them all a number, say to Jen to pick a number between like 1 and 10 or whatever. The other day I said, I'll pick a number between 1 and 100 because digital games I've got. And she picked 88. XCOM Enemy Unknown.
Okay.
You bastard. I wanted something quick and light.
Yeah.
What you've given me is
death.
Yeah, what you've given me is an oven to the nutsack. A game.
Dad, why are you in the kitchen?
Such a good game, though.
Yeah. The other one I played, I've got a chance to do some PC gaming for the first time in fucking forever the other day. Last time I was playing RimWorld, which was fun. Which is basically like Prison Architect on Dune.
Despite my Steam account...
That's not a hard sell.
Despite my Steam account saying I've logged over 9-10 days of the damn thing, it's Catherine.
Yeah, I know.
RimWorld, yeah.
I played a game the other day called Project High Rise, and I love it. It's basically, do you ever play Sim Tower? When they were doing sim games of fucking everything, like Sim Golf, Sim Ant, Sim Farm, they had Sim Tower, and you basically built an apartment block, or you could build it in an office block, or you can mix and match. Project High Rise is like a much more in that, and it's great. Like, I bought it really cheap in the Steam sale because everything fucking is. And it's really, really good fun. You know, you can sync. I must have lost about 4 hours.
I've talked myself out of all the Steam sales so far. I've been good.
I bought about 20 quid's worth of stuff in Black Friday sales, Steam, because there were games I wanted anyway, like the remake of Constructor.
Okay, yeah.
I love that game. Constructor.
I've never played Constructor.
Oh, dude,
I know it's regarded well.
Oh, dude, you have to play it. It's got such a wonderful sense of... Like, it's a standard kind of, town building strategy game, but you play the manager of a council estate, and the idea is you build shitty houses for shitty tenants, and then you upgrade the tenants over time, and then you have to also take over houses on other people's...
Gentrification.
Kind of, yeah. But it's got a certain tongue-in-cheek kind of 90s sense of humour about it. Okay. But you can also send over, like, you've got special units like hippies who can go into a opposing council estate, start a street party to distract all the foremen. You come over and steal one of their houses and sell it on the cheap while they're not looking. It's just loads of little bits and pieces like that. It's just, I say, it's just really, it's always a really fun game, and the remake is very faithful.
I've heard it's meant to be quite good.
So I played the demo on PS4, and I was sitting there going, I'm loving this, but I'm not feeling the controller supported. So I went and bought the PC version.
I always find whenever I see a game like that released on consoles, I'm just like, really?
Yeah. It's just like, I'm sure it works fine. It's not as good.
I've heard like they've released Sims 4 on consoles. And if you don't have a PC, or if you don't have a PC that can run it, it's fine. Yeah. So for Brad, for example, Sims 4...
I've got fucking time to fuck me.
And apparently that Sims 4 is the most... As a console game, it's the most faithful port of the Sims. Yeah,
because I remember Sims...
It's almost basically Sims 4.
I remember Sims 3 on Xbox 360 being pretty good, but it was nothing like Sims PC. It was nowhere near as open.
I played Sims 3 on Wii, and it was basically a series of load.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, Sims 4 is more faithful, but the only problem is that apparently the control scheme is atrocious.
Oh, really?
It's like all mapping to different...
Oh, God.
Certain buttons and triggers and all that sort of thing.
Like it's got triggers.
It's always
Tumblr.
Apparently, you do get the hang of it eventually, but you always have to keep bringing up a menu to remind yourself of the controls.
Oh, Jesus, I hate that shit. It's like when the old N64 wrestling games. It was like really involved. It was arcadey, but it was still like you had to know combos
like
to do finishes.
A Street Fighter type.
Yeah, and you had like a move list you had to keep referring back to over and over again. You had to memorize your character.
Attitude.
Yes, yeah, Attitude came out on PlayStation as well.
Yeah, Attitude ran about the same time as No Mercy. Wasn't Attitude for PlayStation?
No, Attitude was N64 as well.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, because the...
Oh, No Mercy ran against SmackDown, didn't it?
Yes.
No Mercy was much more like Attitude than SmackDown.
So... I say we've been going for a decent amount of time. It's getting quite late, so I'm going to round it off soon.
It's the end of the year. What games are we looking forward to?
Oh, what's coming out, to be honest.
Really I think Battlefront 2 is top of my list. I need to get
what I've played of it, I've enjoyed. Yeah. I've not played a lot of it, but I've played
We're not opening the can of worms, are we?
No, we did a little bit of...
We did a bit of a comment on it last episode.
Yeah, but not... there's...
they're making steps to fixing it. I'm not going to... load on it, as long as it gets fixed.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. There's some issues with the loot economy. It's more... It
depends what the person gets out of the game at the end of the day.
I'll play HeroClix, mate.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, if you're not bothered by it, then you'll be fine.
Yeah, there you go.
And at the end of the day, you
don't... I'm happy just to grind.
Yeah, well, there you go. Then
that's the thing. I would be as well. So I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
It's a game I dip in and out of anyway, so I don't really see it as
it's Star Wars paintball, isn't it?
Yeah, much,
It's not a game. It wouldn't be my main game.
Yeah. In terms of what I'm looking forward to, my copy of Fallout board game arriving. I'm intrigued by the Modiphius miniatures game, but I've heard nothing about it for ages. That's another one that will just turn up, I take it.
I'm curious, yes, yeah. I'm curious about the Star Trek clicks for your away team ones.
Yes.
They look like, because I'm just getting into Star Trek and quite enjoying it.
Cool.
What's am I looking forward to? Detroit.
Yes, Detroit looks cool.
Yeah, after playing the demo at Eurogamer, I'm really psyched for that.
Well.
Cyberpunk early next year then, if it's got a demo.
It's due, it just says next year.
Yeah, Cyberpunk 2020 next year as well.
Oh, if that comes out next year.
It's everywhere.
It's in my hair.
The Witcher developer, Cyberpunk, Icepath Forever.
Yeah. Come on, Cyber Roach.
Whatever Mansions does next, I guess.
Yeah. FIFA 19, obviously.
Yeah, Star Wars Legion, I will keep my eyes open for.
Yeah.
God of War.
Tabletop-wise, I'm not hearing anything. God of War, I thought it was going to be out by now, but...
Yeah, I thought it was.
God of War is set for early 2018, so I wouldn't be surprised if God of War was like February.
Yeah, sounds likely, doesn't it?
Or March or something.
Valentine's Day market.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Happy Valentine's!
Thank you so much for your love.
Nothing says a deadline was missed quite like a Q1 video game release.
Yeah. It's like, is it safe to come out yet? Is GTA gone away? Oh, God. Venezuela's
tabletop.
You just raised a good point. Red Dead.
Oh, yes. Next year.
I've never played any of the Red Dead games before, but I'm intrigued.
From what I've heard, played in Redemption, I will caveat by saying I haven't done a huge amount of it, but it was fucking great.
I loved Red Dead Redemption. It's the only open world game I've completed twice.
Tabletop-wise, I don't know any of the releases for next year. Nothing's been teased kind of beyond... Legion, obviously we have WizKids now have the Games Workshop license. WizKids now have the Magic the Gathering license because they've basically said if we can't have Star Wars, we'll have everything else then.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I can see. I have a couple of predictions based on that.
I'll do mine. You do yours first, please.
Magic the Gathering, HeroClix Fast Forces. Maybe a Gravity Feed line like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yep.
And then probably for WizKids, I think we talked about it before, not on the show, but I think we talked about it before. I would be most inclined to see them do some sort of Dice Masters style 40k thing.
Dice Masters 40k is most likely. What I stretching it forward a bit, they have all of the Games Workshop board games that Fantasy Flight previously have the license for.
Yep.
And they've already confirmed they're going to redo Fury of Dracula as just a standalone board game. I don't think they're doing Dracula Clicks much as mentioned on Brick Fury. I would be all over that.
Yeah.
Remember Brick Fury kids? And for me, that also means that they have the license for Talisman, and I would be all over a Marvel or DC Talisman.
That would be awesome. Yeah, or like a Relic style game. Yeah, that would be great.
Marvel or DC license would be superb.
I don't know. There's definitely scope for some cool stuff there, and I'm sure there's stuff that they could announce that we'd be like,
yeah, totally,
totally take you out the blue. I could also see them doing some sort of Switch Clicks game using some sort of Games Workshop property. Yeah, like Blood Bowl.
But tabletop wise, looking ahead, so apart from, I'm going to be interested to see what the Lord of the Rings announcement is. Yeah. I'm only aware of one legendary expansion, which is they're doing Champions, which is intriguing, but it's legendary, so I'll buy it. Yeah, but other than that, they normally do 3 legendary sets a year, and that's the only one they've announced for next year.
Big HeroClix brick.
The only thing, so we haven't
it's got
had
to be an Infinity War set, surely.
Oh, yeah,
there'll be a Gravity Feed, I would have thought, at least. Maybe a Fast Forces as well. They've obviously they've already out in the States, but Harley Quinn and the Gotham Girl tail end of this year, early next year. The only one I think they've announced for 2018 that's been confirmed is X-Men. That's a brick.
Surprised they're doing another X-Men set so soon. Uncanny
I think it's
Sales always has, always will.
Yeah, this is it.
It's not a problem. I'll happily look into it and pick up the new X-Men.
Yeah, I think some of the appeal is that there are characters in the set that haven't been done before.
Yeah, and
TV channel Changer Boy, I'm hoping. Yeah. Super rare.
So with the amount FFG are pushing Legion, FFG are the absolute masters of showing you one game while keeping one hidden, so I wouldn't be surprised if, and it won't necessarily be Star Wars, but I wouldn't be surprised if something else drops around the same time as Legion, because they've done that 100 times before.
It's been a little while since a Netrunner, an addition, another Android game.
I'm surprised they haven't done another Bethesda licensing if they've done Doom and now Fallout.
Yeah.
What would that be?
Well, Elder Scrolls would be the most obvious one.
Yeah, that's true. Like an Elder Scrolls Online. So Only app
but
driven.
Fantasy
No
Flight.
physical board.
Fantasy Flight seem very keen to push their own Fantasy the Terranoth world at the moment.
True,
which
yeah.
they're pushing through Descent and Room Wars.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Well, I was amazed that they
but
announced the Fallout game, especially. I was surprised how quickly, especially how close to Modiphius is one
Yeah.
being announced.
And how quickly it came out, really, since it's
Yeah,
4 months.
yeah,
If that-
very short gestation
but that's
in terms of
that's what they do. They will keep some stuff cloaked and really toot the horn on others.
Yeah.
And
But then again,
every
some
time
of those
they trump
things-
in one, I've learned to go, what else is going on?
Yeah.
But then another part of me have gone. Maybe there is some aspect where Bethesda's told them to hide back some things, or
Totally possible. Could be all sorts of NDAs going on there.
Yeah. or like a rigorous quality control over Fallout or something.
Bethesda doing rigorous quality control, are they? Fuck me,
You'll be
mate.
lucky, mate.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, good
Why
one.
do we like them? It's because we love their worlds. I don't know.
Yeah, they
I
will.
don't.
They
I play The
build,
Witcher instead.
and also Doom. Because admittedly, it's not so much about the world building there. It's about
I
the
know-
fact that
I know-
you
I
get to
know-
stomp
Give
fucking
you a
demons
copy of
face
Doom
off.
back.
I think you did.
Oh,
didn't you?
right.
Did I? Okay. I
Right.
don't need to give you a copy of
I
Doom
remember.
back, man.
I think you
couldn't
did.
get on with that. It's just, it just gave me. I don't often get motion sickness from playing a video game, but if I do, it is immediate and inescapable. And Doom just gave me mad motion
You hate
sickness.
the VR version then?
I've never tried a VR anything.
Doom is fast.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, it's a shame because I knew you were really excited to play that one. But,
Yeah, but it happens.
Might be
you
one
know.
of those ones you might be
Yeah,
you less because you're
Yeah.
not kind of
maybe.
as
Yeah,
immersed.
I'll just play the board game. I know someone who's got it, but yeah, give them a choice.
Right.
To be fair, that's also true of me.
I do. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'll come to you. Yours to play Doom, and yours to play back.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, that's on my
I did-
painting. That's on my painting pile as well because red to use up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have a
For
bit
all
when
his blood for the
Resident
blood
Evil
god.
comes out as well. Yeah, when
What?
Resi comes out, that'll be all the red and purple.
Yeah. What I mean, I think probably there's some sense in doing a separate episode for what's coming out next year because, like I say, off the top of my head, I don't even know. Email us at podcast@emotionally14.com, or you can tweet us at emotionally14 or via our Facebook page, emotionally14. We have a YouTube channel. No prize for guessing what it's called. And emotionally14.com is the website where this all happens. So if you've enjoyed the E14 Gamecast, especially the fire new artwork from Lewis Tillett,
It's amazing.
yeah, goes nicely with the theme music by Dion Van Hidden.
It is really apt because none of them are playing BattleTech.
This is true, yeah. In fact,
He's not bitter.
no. And I must say, I can't recall any time anybody's ever done such a close likeness to one of the Castle Crashers Knights without literally being the artist from Castle Crashers. But if you've enjoyed the E14 Gamecast, then you can subscribe and share using iTunes, Feedburner, Libsyn, Podbean, Podchaser, or Stitcher, but who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Soon.
Zune. You're probably still on Zune. I don't know. I haven't got a Windows Phone anymore. It's not as easy to check.
Yeah.
And you can interact with us that way. So obviously leave us reviews. We always appreciate it. I haven't had any recently, but I'm optimistic. Quite wise beyond me, but at this point, but who knows? Guys, where can people find you on social media if you want to be optimistic, especially you?
You can find me on Instagram at Harmer the Appreciator, or you can find me on Facebook as Blake Harmer. You can also find me on Twitter at FucksakeBlake.
Nice. Brad?
You can search for Brad Harmer Barnes on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RealBradHB, and you can buy my books North Sea Hunters and Tempest Outpost from Amazon.
Nice. And if you want to do that using Emotionally 14, we have an Amazon widget that's built into the website. There's also a couple of links specifically for your books on your
Amazing.
on the little team page. If you want to buy your games through Amazon using our widget, we'd always appreciate it. It doesn't cost you any extra, and it throws a little bit of love our way in the form of gift cards, which we could use potentially to do fun stuff or bring some of the running costs down. Either way,
Or upgrade to Stupid Prime.
we could upgrade to Super Prime, which will make sense by now. It's always nice. Yeah. Also, you can buy t-shirts at tpublic.com/store/emotionally14, where you can buy designs on t-shirts, tote bags, other things, stickers, notebooks, phone cases. Sorry?
Plectrums?
No plectrums.
Gum
no.
shields?
No gum shields.
Gas mats?
No, that seems like an odd one.
Mugs?
Yes. Mugs.
Spoons?
No spoons.
They're missing a trick there.
They are missing it. We're missing a
Pop
trick.
vinyls of the cast.
Not yet.
I'll give it a time. They're doing everything.
Oh, yes, they are. They run out of franchises eventually, and then
playing cards.
No.
Ashtrays.
No.
I'm kind of doing a tour of a gift shop of my mind.
That's fine.
Little tiny shields for screwing onto walking sticks. I still do those. I don't know if those are still a thing.
Little foam things for headphones that you can pretend are as a beret for a hip bee. You find... Sadly, not mine, but yeah.
I've not heard that one before, so you can claim it.
Yeah, why not? Statute of limitations. So you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RobWadeVision. You can find me on talkstarwars.co.uk, as well as anything related to Emotion E14. I'm generally involved somewhere.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to the E14 Gamecast. Bibbidi Bop Games.
Wah, wah.